In prison, 30 years is considered a life sentence. It is also the average amount of time that Irish missionaries spend working with the poor and oppressed in remote parts of the world. To anyone else, it seems an extraordinary way to spend one's life. The whole era of Irish missionary endeavour is coming to an end. Now then is the final opportunity to meet the last of these lifers and discover why anyone would willingly sacrifice the best years of their life so completely to the service of others. "11,000 miles away, the forests of the Amazon are burning. Officially, deforestation has dropped significantly in recent years, but illegal cutting and burning by cattle farmers and loggers still goes on. Among those trying to stop it is a 64-year-old Roscommon man.
You need to sometimes be a rally driver to get to the places. So the roads can be so bad at times and dangerous as well. That's part of the excitement here of being a missionary.
Pat Brennan's journey to the Amazon basin began over 5 decades ago with his parents' sacrifice.
We had a small bit of land, but my father worked as a lorry driver. My father just earned enough to keep things going. It was a sacrifice on their part to get me to school in a secondary school.
From an early age, Pat was keenly interested in the lives of those he saw as having less opportunities than himself. He decided in his early 20s to give his life to the missions in Brazil. In the 35 years since he left Ireland, Pat has returned home on only 9 occasions.
I don't know why it is, but some people feel well among rich people. I just feel well among poor people. Oi, Deus abençoe. Tá bem?
Pat is a parish priest, but the community see him just as much as a political leader. Over the years in different parishes in the Amazon, he's become involved in many social and political struggles. As far as he's concerned, it's part of the job.
I have the experience of maybe 100 families who have been thrown off their land. They've got 24 hours. If you're not out in 24 hours, the police will come and you'll be brought off handcuffed. And they didn't know they had rights. So what we just say go there and say mass and goodbye. Or we say, no, this is wrong. The Brazilian law gives you right to have the land. We fight with them. The word, I suppose, would be the struggle for. I think that is part of the gospel. God is on the side of the poor, and we have to be on the side of the poor. If we're not living out the gospel.
After Mass, Pat has a message for the community.
Vê que é importante preservar a natureza, preservar as matas, não derrubar tudo, né? Mas acho que é importante também respeitar a terra que é dos indígenas, né? Vocês respeitam, né? Mas quem é dono de serraria, ele não respeita, né?
But outside, behind the church, the damage is already done.
You might think this is tragic now. It's a small little place. Eh? But when you see the big ranches that they burn 4,000, 5,000 hectares of land, this is only a small scale of what is happening in the Amazon region. The tragedy about this is that they are causing this, what you call the effect on the atmosphere.
Global warming.
I was trying to think that global warming. Good. You told me the word. Thank you.
Why is your English not so good?
Because I've been 35 years here in Brazil and I don't speak English here in Brazil. And I don't read in English. Very, very little. I read in Portuguese, I think in Portuguese. Yeah, 35 years is quite a long time.
Pat Brennan and his colleague Father Amaro have been tipped off that loggers have cut a fresh track 90 kilometres into the forest and have been felling and hauling out precious old-growth trees for days. Smash and grab raids like this are regular in the Amazon, and the two priests are hoping to catch the loggers in the act. In doing this, Pat and Amaro are in danger. The illegal loggers are often armed.
Just to look around the forest, the trees, the sun, the birds, you can feel the presence of God here in this place. But man's greed is destroying this creation that God has made. We forget about the future generations because of money, profit. That makes us sad, yeah.
We drive a little further into the forest and find the loggers' camp. The loggers have fled, but Amaro shows us something that illustrates the risks involved in their work.
Patrice.
That's Sister Dorothy on the day she was killed. She was going to have a meeting with those people there, and then she was assassinated. 5 shots. The guy stopped her, so she took out a Bible and started reading the Bible to him. So the guy listened to her and then took out the gun and just shot her 5 times. 73 years old. Woman who gave her life because of her love for those people and her love for the forest and trying to protect the forest. We're here now, but we're running the same risk as she did. There could be somebody here watching us and ready to shoot us here also.
Danger like this is not unusual for missionaries. Pat tells me of an occasion when he was helping some poor farmers who were being forced off their land. The local gang boss sent him a message to back off.
One of the guys came into my house in the town and he said, you're getting into something that you shouldn't be doing. This work you shouldn't be doing. You should be saying Mass and you should be baptizing children. And I said, and who will defend those people? And then he said, a lot of people are going to die here. And I asked, are you threatening me? He said, I'm not threatening you, I'm telling you. The only thing that worried me was my mother, because my father had died, my brother had died a few years earlier. And I said, if I die, well, it'd be hard on her. For me, I don't have children, I don't have anybody to worry about. But if I'm to die, that's no problem, if I can help those people.
Pat Brennan is on a 3-day journey up the Xingu River to visit the Arara Indians. Amazonian Indians suffered a 95% decline in population during the colonial period. Like all Indians, the Arara were relentlessly persecuted.
Aí ele disse que ele era pequeno, meu pai era pequeno nesse tempo. Aí ele falou que o pai dele saiu de manhã, atrás de comida. Aí ele foi pro mato, escutaram tiro por lá, pai, foi branco. Será que mataram o nosso pai? Aí fizeram que não é animal mesmo, aí penduraram assim. Aí ele partiram que não é um animal, a gente não trata animal tudinho, aí cortaram ele todinho, aí pinicaram todinho. Aí cobriram lá pra gente ver.
Me dá conta cá.
The Arara people,
É.
they're a small group, about 28 years since they were first contacted by the white people. And there are about 90 of them live in this village.
Rapaz, perigo é demais. Já deram até 3 tiros no carro que eles vinham. Pois é, esse aí é negócio muito sério, que nós estamos que nem um animal meio cercado.
They are afraid because they are being threatened by those who have invaded their land, agriculture workers, timber loggers, and big ranchers who knock down the forest, the land, the trees on the land that belong to the Indian people.
The Brazilian constitution guarantees the territorial rights of the Indian tribes, but in many cases the law is not implemented. The Arara have no legal title to their land.
Se fosse nós não ia estar tirando madeira dela. Rapaz, pelo jeito que tá, nós que vai acabar, porque ninguém toma providência de nada.
Well, they still have the will to live, to fight, that we have to do everything possible within our means to try to get these peoples, get their land. And they can have their own culture and their own way of life, and they can live in peace.
Mobu Odo calls a village meeting for the next day. He wants everyone to have a say. With the day to pass, I decide to ask Pat about one of the biggest challenges that all missionaries face: loneliness.
When I was young, I suppose that there's so many plans in your life. You would like to be a good footballer, but you're not good enough to be make the Roscommon team. One of the things that would have influence or would have weigh on your decision would be the question like of celibacy, that if you decide to be a priest, then you cannot get married. There are always times when you question that, and I firmly believe that it should be optional. It is difficult not to have your own family, but when we get so involved in the work here, you don't have time to think about our own problems. We always think of our own families, the people we love, back in Ireland, and their prayer for us and our communities back in Roscommon, where know of my mission, who support the mission, and who are praying for us that sorry, I would see in a way that they are the people who sent me here, and I would be representing those people here on part of their mission. Sorry, I can't talk now. I have to quit.
Pat and his lay missionary colleague Clay Anton attend a 3-hour meeting with the Arara. After 10 years failing to get their territorial rights, the tribe seem to have reached their limit.
pela madeira, principalmente pela madeira de fazendeiro. Aí nós não sabemos, muito criança vai morrer, o adulto meu vai morrer, vai... Aí agora nós queremos uma alongação da terra, desintrusão de pessoal que está na área.
Resolver só entre nós mesmo, entre nós. Então, nós queremos movimentar uma coisa, tipo de guerra, lá por aí, assim, com frechar.
O que é que vocês esperam? O que é que vocês querem mesmo que apoio nosso?
Aí nós queríamos a ajuda de vocês para levar nós até Brasília. E mesmo assim, tendo dinheiro, nós não podíamos ir, porque nós não sabíamos onde entrar e sair lá. Porque aqui nós sabemos onde andar, aqui nós sabemos.
Não vou dizer que nós vamos conseguir a terra, mas eu posso dizer que nós vamos estar com vocês na luta pela terra, porque quem vai conquistar a terra não é Simi, não é Patrícia, não é Leandro, é vocês. Vai ser vocês. E nós estamos aí para ajudar nesta caminhada. This is, for me, something special. He has come to such a stage now that he has given up the ghost. In those cry of the people that God is saying something to me, said, no, you have to be with those people. And I think that's what the mission that I have now for the next few years, while I'm still young before I get old.
Despite being in his mid-60s, Pat has no intention of retiring. His new struggle on behalf of the Orara will take many years, but on past experience, the chances are he'll succeed.
You go through ups and downs, you have the frustrations. You struggle for something so many years and it seems that nothing happens. But when you see the victory, people spend 10, 20 years fighting to get their land. And suddenly, the things come through. When you see those people grow in their understanding of their rights, grow as political leaders, that's worth all the years of suffering that has gone into that. So we have our moments of suffering, but the joys are greater.